All right, can everyone see me? Okay. All right, everybody. What's going on? You probably didn't expect to see me tonight. Oh, man. Oh, you didn't expect to see me tonight, I bet. You probably didn't expect to see my fucking crazy ass again for the second night in a row. Well, I guess what? Well, you guess what? Nope. I did Monday, I did Tuesday, and now I'm going to do Wednesday. Okay, I want to wait for a few more people to get up in here, but oh my god, do I got some fucking shit to tell you all about. I decided I'm not going to waste storage on my phone or storage on my computer to talk about this, because I'm probably going to be going on and on and on and on and on about it. I'm going to be going on and fucking on about it because I am just so fucking beyond fed up with this. I have never been, and all of the time, and I have been nothing but embarrassed to be from Massachusetts because a fucking moron like Maura Healey is our fucking governor, right? I've never been so fucking embarrassed in my entire life. After this one, we all know the track record of how much of a failure that this fucking ass clown is, right? We all know the record. We all know the record of her turning us into Taxachusetts all over again. Record high local taxes that have taken an additional 10% more of our spending budget, the spending budget of Massachusetts, before she took office, and it smashed our economy. You know the record. We've lost 5,000 small businesses. Unemployment has jumped by 20,000. 153,000 Bay Staters are out of work. We're 17th in the nation for foreclosures. We've had only 1.8% economic growth, and our growth as a state ranks 49th out of 50 states. So in the midst of that track record, on top of the biggest local tax hikes in history, turning us into Taxachusetts all over again, when that shit was supposed to be in the past, this fucking ass clown is once again with the distractions, pointing her finger at the state of Texas and inviting Democrats from Texas to come to Massachusetts and rally around with her because Maura has made a bunch of new friends, because Maura doesn't have any other friends because she's alienated governors around fucking New England, especially in New Hampshire and all around the rest of the country just about. So, Maura Healey decided that she was going to go out and make a few friends. She decided to make a few friends from Texas. But she made a few friends with different Democrats from Texas to bring them to Massachusetts so they can bitch and moan about gerrymandering, the same fucking shit that these assholes are fucking doing. The same shit that these assholes are fucking doing. But because, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't have anything to do with gerrymandering. It only has to do with because of the Republicans and another way to blame Trump for it so she can distract away from what's really going on here because of a critical election, and her numbers are plummeting and she's making us into a laughingstock. And then once again, she's going out and confusing the facts. So imagine that, everybody. 3 fucking streams in a row. 3 streams in a week. Well, you want to know something? It's actually a good thing that I am making 3 streams in a week, because actually, as far as I know anyways, at least it's planned. Oh, man. Whew, boy, I was fucking good. It's just new records, guys. It's just new fucking records, but Monday, I actually, something is going to come up. I actually do have plans with a good friend of mine on Monday, actually. So I probably won't be on till like later. So I just decided that, you know what, so it's going to, turns out Monday's going to be the later day, because I guess Monday works better for my friends. So I decided that we're going to do that. So you know what, I just decided, you know what, with all that, because I was actually out with my good friend earlier. And oh man, when I got home, just as I was about to start heading upstairs, I'm just like, because I got home, I was about to go upstairs into my apartment, get ready for work tomorrow, and go to fucking bed. What do I fucking see? I see this fucking bullshit. I come home and I see this fucking bullshit. Yeah, bringing them from Texas. Yeah, you know why? Because it seems like, well, no matter what you say about fucking Texas, no matter what you say about them, I'll tell you right now, they're running their state better than Maura Healey's running it here. I'll tell you that right now, that they're making more informed decisions than they are here. Meanwhile, every other state around the rest of the country is actually recovering, recovering and doing pretty well. It's just like, it's almost like, how can you screw up Massachusetts? Like, how can you screw up a state like this? How can you screw up a state that has all these great advantages and all these great things about it? How can you screw that up? Because it's the policy. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. It's all about these Democrats wanting to get your fucking hand, wanting to get their hand in your pocket and take more of your fucking money. That's really where it all comes up. Yeah, well, you know what? She's turning us into California at this point. Remember the days when Massachusetts used to be a blue state that was a moderate blue state and had, middle of the pack taxes? Well, we actually did have that. We did have that before this ass clown took office. We actually did have that before we took office. Imagine that. Because, the taxpayers, we had to make tough decisions, during COVID and all that. I mean, we had to make tough decisions in this state. We had to make tough decisions, but she didn't. Her decision was just to raise local taxes at a record high rate and crush small businesses and families in this state. Folks, it's not a matter of what somebody says. It's about what they've done. We've got to look at this track record. I mean, Maura Healey asked to be governor, right? She asked to be governor. She asked for a major promotion, right? But we have to look at the record and see what's actually happened. You can't sit there and say that you're going to cut taxes and that you cut taxes when you increase taxes by more than almost anybody in the country. You can't say that you cut spending when you increase spending at a rate faster than 38 other states. She's basically the Kamala Harris of your state. Yep, she fucking is. She's more Trumpian than fucking Trump is. Because no one loves Trump more than her. No one loves distractions more than more tax and spend Haley. That's what we call her. Taxachusetts, the spirit of America. I'll have the spirit of America when we vote this fucking ass clown out. And I'm telling you, why do you think, and you want to know where all this gerrymandering, the same shit that they're accusing everybody else of doing, you want to know where all the gerrymandering's coming from? It's coming from them. Do you know that some of these solid blue states have some of the most gerrymandered electoral maps in the country? Do you know? Yeah, pretty much, bro. Honestly, Virginia is one of the states that they're going to choose over dealing with Maura Healey's regulatory environment. A leader, this country, oh my God. Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, it's not. Well, unlike you, bro, Virginia is actually doing pretty well. Like New Hampshire's doing pretty well. Ohio's doing pretty well. But unfortunately, despite all the great things about the state and everything else, and this is a state I've grown up in, this is a state I love, but we're not doing well. We don't have an economy that's growing. Okay, we've only had 1.8% economic growth, and in spite of all that type of stuff, and we've slipped from 4th to 28th in the nation in that, and it's just like I'm telling you guys, everybody here that's watching my stream, no matter what state you're from, no matter what, just remember, your state is probably growing, your state's probably recovering. Unfortunately, we actually were growing. We actually did have an economy that was doing well. We had the 4th biggest economy in the nation, and guess where we are now? We're 28th, and our growth is 49th out of 50 states. How the fuck does that happen? You can't just make this stuff up. You can't just make up act like past 3.5 years didn't happen. Most states around the country are recovering. We're not. We're 49th out of 50 states, and we're Taxachusetts all fucking over again. That's basically what it is. And then it's like they accuse it. And you know that these electoral maps are all gerrymandered. As a matter of fact, the most recent Massachusetts electoral map was actually considered one of the most gerrymandered in the country. You know that there's a lot of these so-called opinion polls that even has this idiot saying that she has a solid lead. Like, you just can't make this shit up. That just shows that these elections are fixed. That just goes to show you that these elections are fixed. These elections are fixed. And at this point, for them to say that Massachusetts is a solid D, it's not because people here approve of her. Actually, quite the fucking opposite. What it actually is they're saying that she has a solid lead in an election and stuff like that because the system in Massachusetts is gerrymandered. Because they've created this map, this electoral map, the same thing that they're accusing all the others of doing. Everything that they say that they're doing is everything that they say about everybody else. Everything moron here, everything this friggin' moron saying right now is everything that they're doing in Massachusetts and beyond. And it's your regulatory environment, your electoral map, Maura, yours that you created. I don't know how Michigan is. I don't know a whole lot. Imagine you punching through live shit out of Maura Healey for being a stupid, retarded bitch. No, trust me, I fucking would. Oh, I fucking would. Oh, well, like this fucking short-haired Karen talking on the screen, fucking down, talking to everybody on fucking WBZ, talking down to everybody. Hey, look at me, I'm Maura Healey. I'm Maura Healey. Oh, by the way, I need a candy tax. I need candy on the sales tax because I gotta pay for the snowplows. You know, Charlie Baker had a $5 billion surplus, and then within a fucking year, we go to a structural deficit. Why do you think we go to a structural deficit? Because she kills jobs, because she killed 5,000 businesses. Why do you think? Because it's her regulatory environment, the fact that that's caused us to lose 5,350 small and entrepreneurial businesses, caused 24,000 more jobs, more people to be unemployed. That's 24,000 more people that are unemployed today from the private sector compared to how it was before she took office. I'm shirtless right now. I say how little shit I give nowadays. See, this is how little shit I give nowadays. Like I said, I'm just so tired of this shit. I was about ready to go to bed. And don't get me wrong, I had a great day today. Don't get me wrong, dog. I actually had a great day today. I hung out with a very good friend of mine. I had a lot of fun today. Went swimming at my grandparents' house. Bro, when I go out with my friends and my homies, I have the fucking time of my life when I do it. But then when I come home and I see this shit, I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You can't make this shit up. But you know what we're gonna do? But the thing that I'm gonna come up with is every way to fucking tear this shit apart. Because that's what I'm gonna do. And I will do it. And I'll do it every step of the fucking way. To make sure that this ass clown is thrown the fuck out of office. So you know what? I will not blame the voters. Because everybody in the state, no matter where I go, no matter who I talk to, everybody in the state disapproves of her, no matter where I go in this state. I've talked to people in urban areas, suburban and rural areas, and in small communities all throughout the state, whether online or offline. I've talked to people from Southern Mass. I've talked to people from small communities all throughout the state. I remember talking to someone from Plymouth County, which is on the southeastern shore of the state, saying that they got like an opioid problem. 60% of their problems are caused by opioids and are caused by fentanyl. I talked to one person from Dukes County in Southern Mass, one of the smallest communities on the South Shore. I mean, this is a very rural county, and they say, and then they said, oh, you are? And I said, what's your biggest problem in Massachusetts? And what's your biggest problem in your county? And they say, fentanyl. So in addition to all of that, the numbers just go to show. Because why do you think there's fentanyl? More cunt. I had to find it too, got more. Oh, that's cool. More Joe Biden tape or something. Gross. the fuck was I even talking about? Yeah, well, there's a reason why there's more overdoses. You know why? Because it goes to show it's a system that is in free fall. Because people are resorting to extreme options. That's the reason why there's a drug problem. There's a reason why there's a drug problem. And obviously Maura Healey hasn't done a damn thing to fucking stop it. Because all she's doing is blowing money and smuggling migrants into the state to the tune of billions of dollars, using migrants to her own advantage. And then meanwhile, she's not even protecting immigrant communities, she's protecting criminals. She protected Maura Healey is a despicable human being. I preside to you, everybody. I have never been so fucking embarrassed to be from the state in my entire life. Like, I'm telling you. But it pisses me off because it's like, there's so much potential. It's just like I said, dude, it's like, how can you screw up a state like this that has all these great things about it? I mean, it's like the state is geographically diverse. It's all the diversity, the the technological advantages, the economy, our agriculture, our farming, our beaches, the shores, and the rural areas and everything. We got Western Mass, we got Western Mass, Central Mass, we got Boston, we got the North Shore, the South Shore, Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, and all these great things, all these great, wonderful places. We have beautiful wooded areas and forests and everything else, and all these wooded areas and all these beautiful things. And what is it? What does Massachusetts look like? It looks like a state that is being used like pawns. Maura Healey uses the citizens of Massachusetts like me, and I'm not exempt, trust me. She uses us like pawns, like it's a game of Risk, like us, the citizens of this state, like we are the pawns that she plays with, that she plays and takes more money out of our pockets. Well, I got news for you. The Maura Healey, Kim Driscoll tax increases, which have already taken $62 billion out so far, which is already, but by the way, so long as these assholes are in office, do you know that number is going to double so long as they're in office? It's going to cost the average Massachusetts taxpayer $8,500 more per year, thanks to these assholes raising taxes. That's before they use it to pay for all their new spending, and they also use it so they can smuggle migrants in for their own advantage. Folks, we got to go in a different direction in this state. We got to get the government, we've got to get the government's budget under control, taxes lower, more affordable quality of life, grow our economy again, grow the job market again, and turn our economy around. That's the exact opposite of what's been happening for the past 3.5 years. Hey, girl. Yeah, that's what she probably fucking smells like. I wouldn't even want to imagine it. And I've said it, and I stated these records. And you want to know the other reason? It's also because of the cost of doing business. Because remember, the cost of doing business for like let's say, for example, you're a small mom and pop shop and you're like a sandwich shop and you're trying to pay the energy bill. Oh, let's not forget, just before all that, Maura Healey blocks 2 pipelines, leading to the biggest energy price increase in history. She's the one who's been in charge. Not only that, in addition to after record high local taxes on municipalities, meals, and hotels that have already taken $62 billion, that's more than 38 other states. That's 37 other states, but only 12 other states raised spending the way she did. And she has raised 17 regressive taxes. That's 17 regressive taxes in the state that have hurt people at the poorest end of the income scale the most. What does Maura Healey do now? Okay, all of this being said, this idiot decides to bring Democrats from Texas to go and complain about Orange Man and what Orange Man is doing. Because Orange Man and all those big bad evil Republicans are like, gerrymandering and everything else, and saying that stuff. Meanwhile, the record is out there, and then meanwhile, we're like, hey, idiot, explain where's our audit? Where's our audit that 72% of us voted for? I don't care if the whole city hears this. I don't give a shit. Where's our audit that we voted for? Where is that audit? Oh, but remember, you want to talk about gerrymandering? from Texas? What about the gerrymandering that's taking place right here, right now? Where's our audit that we voted for? Where's our audit? Where's the lower taxes that we got that's been overwhelmed? Where's that? Where's all the other stuff that's been empty promises, broken promises? Where's all that been? Where's all that been, Maura? Explain that one. Where's that? No, I wouldn't. I would throw that bed in a fucking burner. It's just, fuck, I'm just so tired of this shit. Like, I'm just so sick and tired of my fucking state being embarrassed like this. Like, that's why, like, people, I'm telling you, dude, the people are met, we need better. We fucking need better. We need better than this shit. Saber shirtless, Saber doesn't give a shit. I don't give a shit either. I'm just keeping my shirt on at the moment just because I'm basically doing like a speech. Tell us what happened to the taxes. Well, she can't even account for all the spending that she did. She can't even account for it. She couldn't even account for where it went for the fucking MBTA. She couldn't even account for that. She couldn't even account for $675 million per year per mile, which was money which was raised through the gas tax. That was the thing. That was supposed to go towards transportation projects. And guess what? $675 million of that. And that was also during the index gas tax that also almost went up with inflation, but luckily 52% of people in the state in the 2014 elections came to our senses and voted to repeal that. I voted that, guess what? I voted for it too at age 18. I voted to repeal that shit. But it proved that we had $675 million per year per mile that was being spent. And the MBTA, and then I have a completely different opinion. Maura Healey has now proposed something like $6.5 billion in new mass transit projects. And then meanwhile, she's saying all this shit. And it's acting like, oh, we're going to make sure that the T starts running better. Like the T in Boston, we're going to make sure the T runs better. We're going to make sure the T runs better. We're going to make sure that the T is going to run better. Even though it's not. Even though that it's not. And you're wasting the gas tax on that. And you're wasting it on 65% of that money went to backlog projects instead of roads, which was the question is for, especially for Western Mass. So what happened to that? That's my question. What happened to that? What happened to that money? $675 million a year per mile. And the MBTA had $6 billion in backlog projects, and Maura Healey wants to increase just about that much spending in new mass transit projects, but she can't even account for her own spending, and yet she wants to bring her little friends, her little Democrat friends. New Hampshire 2.0, bro. Just like what she did when she interfered in New Hampshire's business. Just like when she endorsed Joyce Craig and tried to say, yeah, we'll vote her in. And everything else, and guess what? That's why Kelly won, bro. I'm telling you right now, Kelly Ayotte is my favorite governor in the country, and I don't care if that hurts your feelings. On her bed sheets. No. Well, we're not going to, because we're going to clean the house. It's time that we clean the house. Dude, I can't believe how many people come in here at this hour. Bro, it's like, I'm supposed to be going, like I said, dude, I sacrifice my own just to talk about this shit. And I'm here to do it. Because when I saw, oh my God, like when I saw Kelly come out and she comes out and she fucking tears into this asshole, I'm just thinking, yes, the fucking gloves are off. And it's like, why does she say that? Why does Kelly say that about Maura Healey? Why? Because she knows. Because she's better. Because she's right about every damn thing that she said. Oh, she is right. We're not going to go that route. We were one election away from being Massachusetts, and we're not going to be. It was a cautionary tale. It was a cautionary tale. And she basically what Don't Mass Up New Hampshire meant was don't bring Maura Healey's shitty ass policies to the north of us. Keep that shit at the fucking front door. And for good reason. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, if I could vote in the New Hampshire election, give a damn what our Aaron Harrow's thoughts and feelings about, I mean, I respect him and everything, but I'm sorry. I mean, that's how I feel. And bro, I've already stated this stuff. And you want to know something? Remember last night when I was saying all this stuff about that? I was saying all this shit and everything. I was saying all this stuff about, about like capitalism and everything. I can still shit on that stuff, dude. But it's people like Maura Healey as to why I am not on the left anymore. It is the reason why I have shifted to being somewhat on the right, like 21st Century Wire. Patrick Henningsen is a great advocate. Just block the fucking retard. I don't got time for it. I don't got fucking time for it. Ban their asses. Ban them fucking now. I got no time for these retards tonight. Anyway, moving on with the fucking video. So anyway, moving on. Don't even respond. Don't say nothing. Just ban and move on. Good job, folks. So anyway, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. And you know what? It doesn't matter what he says, because you know what? This is my channel. This is my channel. Who calls the shots on this channel? I do. Who calls the shots on this channel? Who runs the direction of this channel? I do. I do. I run the direction of this channel. I'm the one that runs this channel. You don't. That's what I would say. That's what I said to a select few people that didn't like my view on that. I said, well, who runs this channel? You don't. You want to run your channel how you do it? Fine by me, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm not going to do it. And it's so funny too because my mom always laughs every time I call the governor, I call her Kelly. Whenever I call her Kelly, my mom's always like, oh, it's like you call her Kelly like you know her. Like, yeah, I do. She's a strong woman. She's a strong woman who actually believes she's a strong woman and a strong leader. Now, you wanted the first woman president. You should have fucking had that. That's what you should have had. And I don't give a damn if you like that or not. I am not put on this earth to appease you or to fucking make you feel good. If I say something, how I feel, that's because it's how I feel. And every single time Kelly went after Maura Healey, every time I saw that, I'd be like, yes! I'd be like, go, Kelly, show her who's boss. You're 50 million times more of a woman than that asshole is. Maura Healey is not a real woman. She's a disgrace to women everywhere. That just might be my most vehement criticism that I could give. Maura fucking Healey is a disgrace to women. She is a disgrace to women everywhere. And here's a fun fact for you. That asshole is also the reason why I was temporarily laid off as well. So I have even more fucking reason to hate that bitch. I have even more reason to hate that fucking cunt. No one is worse than Maura. No one in Massachusetts history comes fucking close to that. But meanwhile, she wants you to pay more for your taxes while she and her donors pay less. She brings her friends over from other states that are just Democrats in a fucking Democrat echo chamber, which is what fucking Beacon Hill is. Beacon Hill is one-party Democrat rule. It's not like what we had under Charlie Baker. What did we have under Charlie Baker? Spending cuts, income tax relief. Income tax got down to 5%. I saw my paycheck grow for like all throughout when the income tax went down because Baker fixed the economy, fixed the health connector, had our economy booming again, made our schools better. And by the way, he actually did great work for the T, actually. He put billions more dollars into the tea than all the others actually ever did. We went from having the best governor we ever had to having the fucking utter worst. We went from like 100 to 0. That's basically where our fucking economy went. I mean, look at us. We're fucking 49th out of 50 states. And not to mention the fact that the cost of doing business is also 49th out of 50 states. So we got worse. We used to be worse than only California. Only California and Hawaii used to be worse. But now, under Maura Healey's administration, now only Hawaii is worse than Massachusetts to do business in, for the cost of doing business. And the regulatory environment is number 42 out of 50 states. Because that makes it difficult for people and, bringing jobs and investment here. That's actually what it does. That's what happens when you have a negative regulatory environment that's difficult to maneuver, constantly changing, and everything else. And that fucking ridiculous, retarded ass millionaires tax only just makes it worse. Because that millionaires tax was just another one of the regressive taxes that hurt the lowest portion of the people at the lowest end of the income scale the most. Ironically, even though it's so-called millionaires, even though it didn't target millionaires at any point, it was just another tax. It was just another Healey-Driscoll tax hike, one of the 17 tax hikes that hurt people at the lowest end of the income scale the most. So, yeah. And by the way, you can't get to this point. You can't get to this point and say, bro, that's why I don't even think we should even have the fucking income tax. There's a scourge of YouTube. That's why I said the whole country should just get rid of the income tax. The whole country should just get rid of the income tax and have a national sales tax. Have a national sales tax and a national luxury tax that actually, and take 2/3 of that budget and cut the military budget by 85% and allocate that all, and you could still make a public option on healthcare with a national sales tax that exempts groceries and clothing and like food and like essentials for like children and things like that, stuff like that. That's what I would do. My past year and a half of making the Massachusetts report, which is actually basically what this episode counts as, my entire time of advocating for a better Massachusetts is to bring tax relief to struggling Massachusetts families. Like I said, dude, 17 of the Maura Healey, Kim Driscoll taxes hurt people at the lowest end of the income scale the most, and that's what we need to focus on. That's what we need to focus on in this state. They can't keep taxing people to death and expect to be convinced and get away with it. You can't keep taxing people to death and expect to get away with it. That's how it goes. You can't tax your way to prosperity. It doesn't work. You can't do it. You can't do it, dude. It's impossible. It's not a way to run a functioning society. Unfortunately, this state doesn't function properly with this administration in office because we're not doing well and we don't have an economy that's growing. We have an economy that's basically screeched to a halt because the cost of everything is just so absolutely out of control under this administration, because the cost is so incredibly high that it actually hurts the job market. The job market in the state only grew by like 0.01% or something along those lines. And we've only grown and as an economy by only 1.8%. And our growth as a state, people coming and going, is 49th out of 50 states. But remember, guys, remember, it's them. It's the Texas Republicans they're the reason why you can't afford a rent payment at the end of the month. It's their reason why people can't do business in this state because of the ridiculous energy costs and the regulatory environment. It's people like it's the Texas Republicans as to why. That's the reason why we've lost 5,000 businesses. That's the reason why we've lost 24,000 jobs. That's the reason why we've had only 1.8 economic growth. That's the reason why our economy as a growth of a state now ranks 49th out of 50 states. It's because of them, right? There's only one person who broke it. It's only one person, and it's the fucking failure. The fucking failure that is occupying Beacon Hill. Maura Healey is a disgrace to women. She's a disgrace to women everywhere. She protected a fucking child rapist, and the great Kelly Ayotte ripped her to fucking shreds for that, and I will continue to fucking tear her to shreds for what she has done to my state, what she's done to my home, what she has done to my state, the state that I've been born and raised in, the state that I love. I will ream that fucking cow day in and day out. No one can defend her record of failure. And if you defend Maura Healey at this point, get your fucking head examined. Because nobody that does this deserves a promotion. You don't deserve a promotion for why the job market stagnated. Nobody is concerned about any of these crazy issues that you're trying to distract people from saying. You're trying to use these sayings that you're trying to distract voters with about this stuff in Texas because you cannot defend your record of being a loser, of your record of being a disgrace to women. I'll tell you right now, this clown does not deserve a promotion. The only thing she deserves a promotion for is going down as the worst, most embarrassing, most corrupt, most conniving, most biggest tax-raising governor in history, who has presided over lost jobs, lost businesses, more money spent, record local taxes, empty promises, broken promises, cost of living out of control, stagnating the job market because it's so incredibly high, empty promises, record tax increases, and broken promises. That's Massachusetts under Maura Healey. That's this state under her. That's what this is. That would be fucking true justice if I could just fucking do that to Maura Healey's fucking face. Just slap that bitch across the fucking face, grab her, and throw her out of fucking office. Just to do it my fucking self. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking absolute scumbag. Fucking scumbag piece of shit. I think this is the most critical video I have ever made of Maura Healey ever in the history of this channel. Tonight that bitch gets fucking ripped into a million pieces. Her and her disgusting record of failure gets ripped into a fucking million pieces. I mean, she doesn't deserve anything less. So, did everybody enjoy this episode tonight? Did everybody enjoy? Bro, there's only just... They're all false. Who enjoyed it? I sure did. Yeah, bro, it's time for you to do so about Gavin fucking Newscum. It's about time. I'd say, well, we've seen a lot of that, too. Ha! That's fucking dope. I'm gonna go now. Good night. All right, bro. Wow, you've been here and you're just sitting here processing all the information. All right, bro, you have a good night, and I'll see you at some point next week for the next stream. But I'll show you that Tuesday I'll be doing a regular stream. I'm probably not going to stream for that long because I do have to go to bed at a reasonable time. But, bro, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to say it. Give Moron Healey a shit pie. Give her that and give fucking Kelly the fucking reward. Oh, yeah. We defend Kelly in this community. Oh, yeah. In this community, we shit on fucking Maura the Moron, and we defend Kelly. We defend Kelly in this community. And we tell her that, too. We defend Kelly in this community from New Hampshire. We defend the great Kelly Ayotte in this community, whether you like it or not. We do. The greatest counterbalance to Maura Healey's record of failure ever. It's about time you got someone out there that's actually saying it. Because unfortunately, we don't have that support. We don't have someone like that who actually fucking cares. We did at one point. We just need better. We just need better leadership because the decision that we make. And I will be fully convinced that in spite of all of this and in spite of all the negative poll numbers, that if, God forbid, Maura Healey wins again, I will tell you right now, the system is fixed. That will just prove right then and there that the system is fucking fixed. I'm not even going to bother because you know what? I think it's a wasted vote. Because they gerrymander it and they're going to find their way to fucking cheat. They're going to find their way to fucking cheat, just like they did before. I mean, just look at what happened with fucking... Just look at what happened with fucking Deval Patrick. But some way, somehow, Deval Patrick looks good in fucking comparison. It's unfucking believable. I don't like Trump and I don't like fucking Moore. I don't like either one of them. Yeah, that's right. You know what? Nah, in New Hampshire, I'd be welcome with open arms. And you know why? The only people that New Hampshire doesn't like is they don't like these liberals that escape Massachusetts. You know, like the same idiots that voted for Maura Healey, but now they realize what they did, and they bring their same idiotic policies to New Hampshire. And I'm not saying all Californians when I say this, but it's just like all the Californians that are moving to Nevada and Texas and bringing their fucking Democrat shit there and turning them into that shit. It's just like what you got with these fucking idiots, liberal idiots from fucking Massachusetts, from here, that bring that same shit to fucking Maine and New Hampshire and other places. You're bringing your fucking shit to them. And it's like, no one's gonna fucking sit here and entertain that bullshit. Nobody's gonna sit here and fucking take you at face value. Because you won't. By the way, I'm in a group called Eversource. I'm in a group called Citizens Against Eversource, right? I'm in a group because that's against Eversource. Eversource is an energy company that's been jacking up people's bills unnecessarily, which has also gotten so much worse under the current administration with, the Moron Healey Kim dumbass regime and their record of failure and their record high local taxes and so forth, right? Well, here's the thing. Here's the kicker about all that. So I'm the one that collected all this information about Maura Healey's record of failure, about her 3-year record of failure. I compiled it all together, and I distributed it in that group. And hundreds of likes and several shares later, everybody is like, I'm not saying this for self-aggrandizing reasons. I'm saying this because this is how people feel. Everybody's like saying, oh my God, you're so right. Oh my God, it's so true. Like everybody is saying this. Yeah, they're a fucking bunch of frauds, dude. Yeah, I've been getting people have been sharing my post and sharing everything, bro. Like, they've been sharing all the information I said about the fucking record high local taxes, about about pushing the biggest record high, pushing the biggest local tax hikes in history, about pushing about how our growth as a state is 49th out of 50 states, and how the regulatory environment is just so ridiculous with this administration, and so on and so forth. I talk all the jobs, like the 5,300 businesses that this administration has killed, the 24,000 jobs, the 153,000 people that don't have jobs, 24,000 more compared to where that number was before this asshole took office and fucking crushed our state and crushed our economy and cost us 5,300 businesses, caused another 24,000 job losses. So, but no, but it's only up to, it's these assholes that are out there that are confusing the facts, okay? They're the only assholes that are out there confusing the facts. So everything that this asshole's saying is a phony thing that she can't deliver. And I don't know how she acts like we're going to be able to afford it at this point, afford this, that, and the other thing. When this state has a $511 million revenue shortfall, we have a structural deficit. So we went from having a booming economy with a surplus under Charlie Baker to having a fucking structural deficit, smashed economy, and 5,000 businesses left the state, either closed down or fled the state, and of course, it's like, the so-called, it's like when you fucking say, oh, I propose to raise $3 billion on the wealthy and everything else. Yeah, well, you know what? That's not how this shit works, okay? That's not how this shit works. You gotta fucking do that, but you can't just do it. You can't just slap a surtax on them and call it a day. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll tax the rich. And guess what? The rich will just get up and do business in other states. That's how it goes. That'll just make all the rich people leave. And then when all the rich people leave, the only people that'll be left are the people that have the least amount of money. The people that are hit by the regressive taxes, the ones that hurt the poorest of Bay Staters the most. And if you think that I'm not affected by this stuff, bro, you have no idea. I'm just so tired of this shit. But you know what? I don't care. It's like with anything. It doesn't matter. You raise people's taxes, they will get up and leave. Okay? That's another reason why this state has had one of the biggest mass exodus of taxpayers fleeing our state of any state in the northeastern U.S., one of the worst in the nation. Did I ever tell you that? Did you know that we've had a mass exodus of taxpayers fleeing the state of more than any state in the New England and northeastern region, one of the worst in the nation? Did you know that? Did you know that according to the data, 110,000 people from the state have left, taking with them billions of dollars a year out of that? Yeah, they leave and they go do business in other states. They either go and live in other states or they do business in other states. If you raise their taxes, they will just get up and leave. And if, just like you say, I'm going to tax the rich more, I'm going to tax the business more. Okay, well then they'll just get up and go to another state. That's what will happen. They just will not do business here anymore. And that's what will happen. Oh, wait a minute, that's already happened. You can't do it. Okay, here's the thing. This administration does the extreme. They either attack people with money or they attack people without money. We got to stop attacking people with or without money and actually start attacking the problems. How's that sound? Stop attacking people that have more money than you, but also stop attacking people that also have no money or have the least amount of money. Because that's what it is. It's either let's tax the wealthy and drive all the wealthy people out of the state, and then when that happens, the only people that'll be left are people with the least amount of money. I could go on and on and on about this stuff, but I'm telling you, it's not. Nobody debunked any of these numbers. They're facts. Well, there is less wealthy people here. And then even though the numbers try to spin and say, there's more millionaires in Massachusetts than there ever was before, which is bullshit. Okay? The number debunked any of these numbers. They're facts. There is a wealth exodus out of the state. Okay? Okay? There absolutely is. There is high earners less of them here than before. That's part of the 5,300 businesses losses that we've had. Many of those people are just small mom and pop shops and retirees that have got up and left that just made $1 million. It wasn't like just some bloated billionaire or something like that. It was just regular, ordinary working people. That's all it was. But you're going to sit here and tell me that's what it is. Everybody knows it, and apparently everybody but her. Just like with the gas tax, and nobody debunked any of these numbers. I'm the one who debunks the numbers, because apparently I'm the one who's always got to say it. So I got to take care of business as usual, okay? I guess it's always got to be me. That's why everyone's sharing my post all throughout my Facebook and everything because of what I said about Eversource. Which, by the way, Corrado, if you're still in here, I might want to invite you to that because you're on my Facebook. I might invite Swayzmutt to it too, if he so pleases, of course. You didn't debunk. I mean, these numbers. I was saying that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do with the taxes. You can have all the taxes that you want. You can have all the money that you have. You can have all the money that you want. You can have all the money that you want, but what you do with that money is what matters, okay? And it says that oh, our roads are some of the worst, and I mean definitely they definitely are. And they say, but it's time to raise the gas tax. Now we have to raise the tax on miles. I was saying if you didn't waste the gas tax money, you wouldn't need to raise the gas tax again, or you wouldn't need to have another $3 billion in tax increases. That's what makes all the difference in the world. But Zach, you said that if you could get elected, you could work very well with the legislative body. Tell us specifically what you would do. And you know what I would do? On day one, I would pick up the phone, and the first two people I would talk to, I'd pick up the phone and I would contact the Speaker of the House. I would talk to the Speaker of the House. I'd talk to the Speaker of Beacon Hill. First things first, what I would do. First things first, what I would do is I would talk to them about how we need to balance the budget, how we need to lower people's taxes, and how we got to do these types of things. That's what I would say. No worries. So basically, this was basically just a shit on Maura Healey fucking stream. That's what this fucking shit is. So you guys got an early present. You guys got a present. You guys got a third Zach stream in a row. How great is that? No different as far as governors. No, they're really not. What would I do as governor? What would I do as governor? Oh, man. I would do everything as governor. I would do everything the complete opposite of what Maura Healey's doing. That's what I would do. What would I do? I would just not be her, is what I would do. But if I could get specific legislation or specific issues, we could do a lot of different things. But first of all, the number one thing I would do is this. First of all, I would cut spending. I would cut spending until we meet the deficit. That's what I would do. First things first, what I would do is that I would cut spending, because this administration has increased spending up to $62 billion by 8.8% or 10.5%. I would cut that spending without the legislative body. I would cut it I would do executive order. I would cut that spending without the legislative body, and I would do it. I would use executive order to get people's taxes down. And then I would provide tax relief, and I would cut the income tax to 3 2/4, 3.25%. I'd cut the sales tax to 5%. I would cut the corporate income tax from 8% to 6.5%, so we can compete better with New Hampshire and our neighboring states. And that's what I would focus on getting through with the legislative body. My whole thing is what I would do is, and not only that, I would cut my own salary and pay and donate it to food banks and to families that don't have access to affordable groceries. I would also provide mandatory grocery rebate is another thing I would do. Because my number one thing is my number one focus would be on families, children, jobs, and the economy. Those would be my number one things. And that's what I would focus on. I would make sure that every person who struggles with groceries would get a grocery rebate. And I would make sure that the families with children get more affordable groceries at the end of the month. They get a little bit more money back. My past, what I would do is bring tax relief to struggling families. 17 of Maura Healey's tax hikes were regressive taxes that hurt people at the lowest end of the income scale the most. And that's what I would focus on. And that's how I would change Massachusetts. I would reverse us. We would stop being Taxachusetts. We would stop taxing people to death and expect to get away with it, because you're not going to. I would run as an independent. I would run as a Reform Party man. I would run as a Reform Party man, and I would run as such, and I would get that, and I would pass, I do executive order. I would pass, and I would do executive order. Zero sugar, I can really feel some psycho awareness. That'll keep me feeling right. You had some Monster Zero sugar. Oh, you had, oh, that's good, bro. You had zero sugar. Welcome to the club. I'm sticking to only having energy drinks maybe like every other day, and I'm only gonna have one. So I would provide all those things. I would do it with executive order, and I would never promise anything that I couldn't deliver. And I would bypass the legislative body, and I would, oh yeah, day one, I would release the audit. The audit that 72% of people voted for, day one, I would do that. Day one, I would take delivery fees off of I would take all of that. I would take that off of, I would take all of the, I would take convenient fees and other junk fees off of energy bills and other costs. That's another one thing that I would do. I would bypass them, and that's what Zach Xavier as governor would do. Oh yeah, the first thing I would also do is I'd pick up the phone, and then the first person I would call is our neighbor to the north, Kelly A.R., Governor Kelly A.R. And I would tell her that Massachusetts is open for business, and we want to strike a deal with you. You know, well, we've got better leadership now. I would open up, and oh man, I would be allies with her. I would talk to Kelly every single day. I would talk to her, say, how you doing? How's everything doing? I would talk to her. I would call her every single day, and I'd tell her, you know, all that type of stuff. No, I would do that to make this state an opportunity state again, is what I would do. I would roll back the sales tax on candy, the sales tax on cable boxes, the local tax hikes. I would roll that all back and put it back into everybody's pocket where it belongs, and in their homes and in their bank accounts where it belongs, not in Maura Healey's pockets. So in the midst of all of this, guys, we have Massachusetts being embarrassed. We have this state being embarrassed by this idiot meddling in the affairs of Texas, pointing to their fingers, accusing them of doing everything that she has done 1,000,000 times over. Well, yeah, it would after a while, because you would have a fucking, basically it just crashes your energy, which is good because it boosts me for a while, and then it gives me a crack in energy. Oh my God, I gotta take a fucking piss again. Oh my God, it's like last night's stream 2.0. Funny enough, I was still doing this stream, and there was a cop that was just sitting up the road. There was a cop just sitting there up the road, and I went by his car, and I was fucking doing this rant. Oh my God, the fucking portable. Oh my God, it's not here. Shit. Oh man. Every fucking time, dude. You know what else I get a lot of exercise from? By doing these streams. I don't know, dude. Outdoor streams are good because I always get a lot of exercise. So yeah, Corrado, that actually happened. The ones someone went Eric Cartman on Maura by saying, oh, I got a burial, I should go across the street and buy some condoms. Oh my God. I would protest that bitch and I would record it. I think I would actually go live. If I was at a protest against Maura Healey, I would fucking go live with that shit. Absolutely would go live with that shit. Oh, look, Corrado, look at here. Your bunny. Bunny. Hey, bunny. Aren't you a cute little thing, aren't you? Look at him. He's so freaking cute. He's just like staring at the camera, too. I know, dude. Bunnies are fucking adorable. Bunny, bunny, bunny. Oh, man. I gotta go fucking take a shower. Because I also went swimming with a good friend of mine today. And went swimming. And then I want to shower off. So that way I can just shower and put the TV on and go to bed. And then after that, I just do that, wake up in the morning, blah, blah, blah. All right, day 4 of my work training and stuff. And then starting Tuesday, I'll be working the official shift at my other place. So I'm doing orientation right now, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I gotta take a fucking piss wicked bad, and I'm gonna get going soon anyway. I really just made this video to get this shit off my fucking chest, and you know what? I'm gonna start doing this more often. If I have something that's so fucking unbelievably important, if I've got something so unbelievably important, I will just make a spontaneous stream about it. Yeah, call everyone. Yeah, everyone else is authoritarian. Yeah, exactly. Everyone else is authoritarian except for. Everyone else is authoritarian except for this one. Oh, I cannot wait. But I don't know, dude. I'm skeptical because it's like, I want to see Maura fucking lose. The polls show it, dude. If the election was today, she wouldn't win. But it's the fact that we have such a gerrymandered system in these fucking blue states and whatnot. And you know that they would just do it. It's why California can never get a Republican governor in. Why do you think? That's a reason why they're always rigging the fucking against anybody. Because when you have a monopoly, it could either be it could be either party. But it happens to be all Democrats here in Massachusetts, and what do you end up with? You end up with cronyism, corruption, wasteful spending, and bad government. And people are looking for something different. And that's what we need. I'll vote for anybody. I was pissed off at Mike Keneally, about his stance on Iran and shit. But, dude, I'll vote for a fucking pit bull's fucking ass cheek before I would fucking vote for Maura. I'd vote for a cardboard cutout display of the back end of a fucking pit bull's ass before I vote for fucking Maura at this point. So, nope. Worst governor in the history of the state. But I don't know, dude. It would actually be funny because there's a part of me that does think that Maura Healey will not be in office much longer because her approval has really gone downhill, in spite of the fact that polls obviously will rig the numbers and try to spin the numbers whenever there's a scandal. But there's other polls that show that she's underwater and less than 40% of independents, which is Massachusetts' biggest voting bloc. 65% are independent in all 351 cities and towns all throughout the state. So, but even in spite of all that, they still try to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. Part of me thinks it. I don't even know, dude. I don't even know what an OF page even is. All right, folks. So I'm gonna be getting going in a few minutes. So I'll answer a few more questions, then I gotta go because I have to take a fucking piss, and I also want to get in the shower because I want to shower off. I'm fucking clammy walking around. Plus, I went swimming with my good friend today. Well, I don't, oh, whatever. I did that, and then here I am, and I do that. I come on here and I do this raging stream, so gotta just do that and get in the fucking shower and then just put the TV on and just go to fucking sleep. So, you guys, so yeah, this is episode 81. Episode 81 wasn't supposed to take place till next week, but of course, I also, like I said, dude, I have a plan going on, and now assuming it does, well, it most likely will, but I made a new friend fairly recently. Him and I click very well. His name is Kyle. He's actually basically a friend of a friend of a friend, if that makes any sense. And we like hit it off, and now we're like super close. And we've been friends for probably like a month and a half now, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. And we've been doing a lot of fun shit. So I asked him about hanging out next week because he was saying about swimming again because it's gonna be hot again next week. So I am probably gonna be streaming late on Monday, but Tuesday I will not be doing anything. So Tuesday will be the day that I will be streaming. The usual time is what I will be doing. So that will be the plan, assuming that which I'm sure it will. But just figure that that's another reason why I wanted to get a third stream in, just in case, because sometimes guys, I love doing these streams and everything, but I do have to say this though. I do have a social life, and I do love going out with my friends and whatnot. And if I'm going to go out with my friends, I'm going to go out with my friends. And there's always going to be time later. If not, then maybe the next day. If God forbid I'm out too late and I'm just so tired, then I'll just stream the following day. Other than a few plans here and there, Monday and Tuesday will still happen. I'm not going to change the day I stream. I'm still going to stream on Monday and Tuesday, in addition to these rare spontaneous streams, which are probably going to become increasingly more common nowadays. So, probably another good reason for that. Funny enough, my friend Kyle is actually full-on Brazilian, and I was super curious to ask him questions about Brazil and whatnot because I talk about it so much on my channel and all that. And he was actually shocked that I even knew who Bolsonaro was. He's like, oh, I've always heard Lula was the bad one. I've heard that from people and everything else. So who else to ask but the one who actually, well, he was born here, but his parents are from there. So, good stuff. So, that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be streaming later Monday. Does he have a football club support? I'm not too sure, but he's very athletic and very much into weightlifting and crunch. What is it he's very athletic and stuff. He is pretty athletic with a lot of stuff. Even though he's not a sports player or anything, he can do a lot of stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's that. That's the thing, dude. I'm still out there, and I'm gonna be out there, and I'm gonna live my life to the fullest. I'm living my life. I'm living my best life. And I'm actually at a point where it's, you know what? I got a new job, and I made a very good friend, and look at what I have. I still got this community, and I got my routines. I'm actually content with my life. You know, I'm actually content with my life for once. I used to not be, but I am. And with all that being said, I'm very happy to have you guys in my life as well, because I love you guys. You guys are also you guys rock. You guys are my homies as well, and you guys will always be my homies, and I'll defend you guys to a T. And that will always be the case. So it's always going to be the case, folks. So yeah, given little change of plans, I just like to chat while walking around at night. Oh yeah, bro, if you and I were hanging out, we would do this. We would do that. We would definitely do the same. You and I would do that. I would love to have Saber come up here, and Saber and I would hang out. I would hang out with Saber. Saber and I would go to fucking Applebee's. We'd go to Applebee's, and it would be on me. I'm that type of person. I pay for my friends' lunches and shit. I would do that for them. Of course I would do that, especially for Saber. Saber's my fucking G. So, I gotta charge my fucking phone. My battery's like 10%. So turn my car on to charge my phone. All right, when I hit the 80-minute mark, I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna call it a night at the 80-minute mark. So you guys got like 9 more minutes or so to ask whatever other questions you'd like to ask. But, you know, I mean, I talk about my friends and stuff, but, you know, I also like to, you know, I like to talk about some things, but some things I don't talk about. You know, there's some things I'll talk about, there's some things I won't talk about. So, I'm actually happy. So, the ranting, raging lunatic, I'm actually happy and content with my life. I am be. And no scumbag politicians ever going to get in the way of that. No fucking scumbag politicians are ever going to get in the way of that. Or a genocidal fucking entity by the Zionist entity will never get in the way of that either. Oh yeah, fucking Maura Healey's also a defender of piss rail too. So add that to the list. Maura Healey is also a fucking defender of piss rail too. She's a defender of piss rail, actually. She was parroting the phony October 7 bullshit, phony propaganda from the Zionist entity. She was also repeating that shit too. Another reason to fucking hate her, just like another reason to hate fucking Kathy Hochul. Kathy Hochul is just like Maura Healey. It's no surprising she'd have. No, it's definitely not. No, it's definitely not. Oh man, I'm a little less tired than yesterday, but I'm still pretty beat. Theoretical psychics. Yeah, but speaking of that, I was talking about like the shit going on in Texas, and funny enough, I have a Texas homie up in here, Corrado. Yeah, fuck Columbus. Well, I don't know, dude. I mean, Texas has got some great things about it. Texas got a lot of great things about it. That's why everybody's investing there. That's why everybody's moving their businesses there. They all say that about fucking California, or they all say it about these other blue states. They all fucking say it. They all say it. They're like in Texas, a power plant is like 60% less in Texas than a plant in California. Or in like fucking New York and New Jersey or some fucking garbage state like that. Those are the states that are super ugly in terms of restriction of freedom. I love that Chris Sununu when he told the fucking Cato Institute that back in 2022. And then, you know, I was watching that and I was like, oh my God. and he was saying positive things about Charlie Baker, and he's saying, I think Charlie Baker does a great job in Massachusetts. And I'm thinking, man, remember those times when we actually got along with our neighbors? Remember when Chris Sununu was good friends with Charlie Baker and our states were united rather than divided, you know, and everything? And then Maura Healey gets in and then pisses off Chris Sununu and then inspires someone to run to make sure that New Hampshire doesn't become what Maura Healey brought and all that shit, and for good reason. You know, I'm just thinking, oh man, remember those days? Yeah, those days I was proud of Massachusetts. You know, this was a great state back then. I was actually very happy with that. I also had my apartment too, so I was also making more money because the economy was booming in spite of the pandemic. I mean, do you know how many families in this state benefited from Charlie Baker's income tax cut? Like 90% of us did. Got a pay increase because of that. Because we rolled it back to 5%. And like it was intended, like Paul Cellucci tried to do in 2000. But of course the state blocked it, and it didn't actually end up happening until 2020, just before fucking COVID. And everyone was bitching and moaning about it too, like, oh, we don't have money for social services, blah, 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 and everything else. Like, yes, you do. You take money and you use it out of your existing budget. See, this is the problem I have with the left nowadays. The left just believes in just tax and spend, tax and spend. They have no ideology beyond that. It's like all they think about is taxes. Taxes for this, taxes for that. Doesn't work. You can't tax your way to prosperity. Just like you can't ban fucking soda or alcohol or fucking caffeine. It's just like if you raise alcohol taxes, guess what? People just go to another state and buy this stuff. Or if you try to phase out nicotine in one state, they'll just go to the other state and get it there. That's what'll end up happening. That's basic economics. I mean, that's just basic economics, bro. And then if you put a surtax on wealth over $1 million, that'll just make all the high earners get up and leave. Oh, wait a minute, we've already seen that one. Oh, wait a minute, we already have. You can't. Oh, you want to tax the wealthy more? Okay, well, the wealthy will just get up and do business elsewhere. Hey, I'm not saying, I'm not endorsing or condoning anything. These are facts. No one debunked any of these numbers. They're facts. Everybody knows it, and apparently everyone but Maura Healey. And everyone but her and her fucking donors at this point. Yeah, no, Maura Healey is. I'm sure JB is too. Maura Healey should be a part of his administration. It's kind of funny. Corrado likes Kelly. That's also pretty funny. I don't think she really supports Trump or anything. I think she's more just neutral on him. Or Rice. Again, it might just be the wrong question for you. But the University of Texas A&M or Rice, I don't even know what you're even asking, bro. What are you even asking? Oh, man, I'm so fucking tired. All right, a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night. So, guys, got any other questions? I actually do have an idea for my next stream. Tuesday I'll be streaming like normal because I also start my other shift and I'm doing 8 to 4, so I'll be home at 4, relax a little bit, and then do my stream. I'll be awake then. I can work all day, and look at how energetic I was the past couple of streams. And that was when I was working and waking up at the fucking ass crack of dawn. Just about. Yeah, in about a minute or two. I'm fucking so tired. Oh, I cannot wait for fucking Saturday. Oh, I cannot wait for the weekend so I can fucking sleep in. I can sleep in for the first time in fucking 5 days. Well, that's how it's gonna be. Then eventually I'll get used to it. It just takes time. And give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. And at least I'll be working closer to home, too. Because I'm working way up fucking north, actually. I mean, I'm already in the very far north part of the state anyway, but I'm working in a town. Well, I can say the town's name because I don't fucking live there. It's a town called Andover. It's way fucking up north in this state. It's like way the fuck up there. It's like it's like almost near New Hampshire. It's like way up in the Merrimack Valley, up on the Merrimack River. It's like right up that area, like up there. Methuen, Haverhill, Lawrence, which is a fucking shithole. That's not a good place. Amesbury, which is alright. Salisbury's the northernmost point in the whole state. I'm probably like 30 minutes from there, so. But at least I'll be working a little bit closer. I'll be working in a different area. I'll be working in a different place. I'll be working in a different location. Zach growing approximately around the same height as the Empire State Building. Zach the Print. Oh my god. Oh yeah, oh my god, dude, I would do so many things. I would put my foot down and I would crush fucking Beacon Hill, and then I would build my own palace and make it into a palace. Make it into a fucking palace. I know you guys love seeing me rant and rage like a lunatic. Bro, if I didn't have to go to work tomorrow, I'd still be going. I wouldn't care. I'd still be going. It's just, I just want to get some fucking sleep, and I just gotta go take a shower, because I want to wash off the chlorine from the swimming, and no, I'm not like sweaty or nothing, but I mean, when I walk around and stuff, I get kind of clammy and stuff, so, you know, I want to wash, just want to wash off. I just want to be clean for work in the morning, because I'm, you know, clean person. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'll be doing that, and I will be back on Monday, but it's going to be a bit later. It might not be as late, but it will definitely be. It's going to be later. Because my friend's going to be picking me up. We're going to go swimming, and we're going to hang out and do some night swimming, so that's why I'm going to be a bit later. So we're going to do that, but I'll be back on Monday with my later on stream, but Tuesday I'll be streaming at the same time. So I'll be doing that then. So anyways, everybody, I'm going to get going. So thank you all for being here. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for stopping by for this very spontaneous special breaking news report that I had for all of you guys today, but of course leave it to me to always have that stuff. So thank you to everybody for stopping by tonight. I want to thank Nick, Corrado, Rhodes, and everyone else for stopping by tonight. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for stopping by this very spontaneous episode of the ZPodcast. As well, be realistically speaking. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we all know. So anyways, everybody, I'm going to get going. I got to hit the hay for the night. So I'll be back on Monday, but I'll be back a little bit later. But I'll still be here to stream one way or another. And then Tuesday, I'll be streaming at the usual time. So we'll be doing that. I'll always make time to stream. If it's not around the same time, maybe later. But always got one thing to say. At least one thing or another. Anyways, folks. Have yourselves a good night. Stay safe, stay well, stay classy, keep fighting, keep on rocking, take care of yourselves and all of each other. And I'll see you comrades in the next one, which will be at some point soon. Stay tuned for my next video, my next stream. And I will be back. No, Steven wouldn't do that. All right. No more questions for the night. I'm cutting it here. Have yourselves a good night, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good weekend. I'll be back on Monday. I'll be back Monday night with my next stream. And then Tuesday, I'll be back for the original stream time. Have yourselves a good night, everybody. Until then, Zach the Solis Guy, signing off for now. See you next week. So long.